Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature outside that feels pretty warm and sticky. There's no doubt about it. With a dew point as high as we've got here at 67 degrees and an air temperature at 78, it just feels kind of sticky, way too sticky for this time of year. And the winds fairly light out of the west at about 8 are exactly the kind of wind speeds that you need to help produce fog. And I'm a little bit concerned that tomorrow morning, with this westerly component to the wind, and that will probably have established itself right straight through the evening, through the night, and into tomorrow morning, with that westerly component, any fog that we get forming over Gulf waters may be blown back toward the shore, and that might help enhance our chance of some dense fog tomorrow morning. We'll see how it plays out, but certainly it's a possibility to bear in mind. 82 degrees in Wauchula, 83 in Arcadia, 82 in Mayaca, 80 in Parrish, 83 in Bradenton, 80 Lakewood Ranch, 87 in Sarasota, 77 Venice, 78 Inglewood, 71 the cooler spot Longboat Key, 82 degrees in Northport, 83 in Punta Gorda. Very warm indeed for a place so close to the coast at this time of year. Well, there's not much on radar. That's the good news. There's just not a lot of rain falling today, despite the fact that the humidity is just so sticky that it feels almost like it's June. We have across the peninsula actually not much in the way of rainfall anywhere except in the very southern and extreme parts of the deep south, stretching from really the from the New Orleans Delta region all the way back toward the panhandle of the state. That's a frontal boundary. It's actually two frontal boundaries. They're kind of merging together as we speak and incorporating with one another and giving a push that will finally get that front through here probably Thursday morning. Big ridge of Arctic high pressure settling in from Canada across much of the state, leading to the big chill across much of the country. As much as 30 degrees below the average for a great section of the northern tier, the Great Lakes, and eventually down East Maine by the time we get to Thursday into Friday. Northeast as well. These sort of double-barrel low-pressure areas and frontal boundaries are in the process of kind of coalescing together. We're under the influence of this high-pressure ridge down to the south, directing our winds out of the west. And then to the north of that, another big high-pressure ridge, that cold dome I talked about, producing a northerly wind flow, which is in store for us after these fronts get through here on Thursday. As these fronts move through, there'll be the kind of trigger mechanism necessary to produce a shower or two in this warm, moist, humid, rich environment of air that's sitting over us right now. This is fog season for us, and as long as we have these relatively cooler waters and this warm, moist flow of air coming up from the south, it is the recipe that spells fog in the morning. Humid afternoon, dry skies, and that fog building overnight once again with that west wind directing, I think, a little bit of it toward the coastline. And then that front moving through on Thursday, triggering a shower probably Thursday morning around drive time. And then the north wind taking over, bringing down the drier air, a little cooler, and kind of putting the squash on any kind of chance of fog for at least a couple of days. East wind at about 5, switching to the west throughout the evening and into the nighttime hours for boaters. Smooth conditions on bay and inland waters. And the extended range forecast shows that chance of a front moving through Thursday with a little bit of rainfall, lowering our temperatures about 4 or 5 degrees for a couple of days. And then they'll slowly creep back up as moisture returns on the Suncoast.